Hello, everyone. How are you all doing today? This is your friendly neighborhood meta here, coming at you with my co-host for the day, Blinded Braille. How you doing, man?
Yeah, I'm good. What's up, man? What's up, everybody?
Not much, not much. Today we are going to be talking about a movie I honestly did not think that we would be talking about, but it is a video game movie, so I guess we
Yeah,
don't
we got
have
to
to talk.
talk about it.
We don't have to talk about everything. But there was a bit of interest with this, and so if there's a bit of interest, I will cover it. Uh,
Right, right,
so, and of course, that's Gran Turismo, the new Sony PlayStation movie that is based on a true story.
right.
Do you actually know like the
Based
actual
on a true
like?
story.
Well, do you know like? I know that for most things, you do research, Braille, or at least look up
Right.
stuff.
I
So
didn't
did
do
you
a
do
lot
that?
of research on this, but I did
Okay.
know beforehand that the story wasn't completely accurate. Um, they kind of tell you at the ending about the guy. I don't even know his name, but the one thing that the movie kind of, I guess there's some criticism about it, right? For first off, he was pretty well off, like he was pretty wealthy background, like his dad was a football player. I know the movie tried to paint it out like his dad was
A failed
uh
football player.
yeah, no, that was not the case. And then also too, the movie also made it seem like he won at the ending, that he came in first place, but he actually came in third.
In
Which
that final race.
yes, yes,
Wow.
yeah. So yeah, like I said, there's a lot of inaccuracies, and obviously another thing is that the movie is set in modern times when uh, this happened during the PS3 era. So I don't
Yeah,
remember.
I'm trying
Was
to
there a
look it
couple
up
of Gran
because
Turismo games on PS3? Because I know
there
the
was a.
PS4 didn't have a lot.
They only had the one.
Yeah,
Hold on. Let me. I'm trying to look up. Oh my God, how do you pronounce that name, bro? J- Oh my God, I can't pronounce the name. He's British, but like
yes,
this is not a regular. This is not a regular British name.
right.
Um,
He's mixed race, so I think his dad
John
was like
Jan
African.
Martinborough.
Yeah, Jan Martinborough.
Yeah. Um,
Martinborough sounds like a English name. Maybe I don't know.
Martinborough
Yeah,
definitely is an English name. It
right.
actually says that he started racing in 2011.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, he started racing in 2011. And of course, yeah, he was playing Gran Turismo 5.
Right.
He grew up like from what the movie says, he grew up playing um he grew up playing Gran Turismo, and
Mm,
then um Gran Turismo Academy opened up, and he was the first winner. And here's what I didn't know, that is still going on. I thought that was a one-time thing. No, the Gran Turismo um Academy is still open.
right.
It's a
Okay.
thing. Like they have, as far as well, it hasn't happened for a few years, like 2016.
Right.
Um, but
And that's like the time when what the last one came out was it Gran Turismo Sports?
we have a new one now on PS5.
Yeah. Yeah,
Uh,
that came out last year.
yeah. So like this is, I'm just trying to like look at the tiniest bit of research that I have with me. But yeah, like he started in 2012 or
Mm,
2011 in the GT4 European Cup. And then in 2012 he raced in the 2012 British GT Championship and the Blanc Pre- um, the Blanc Pain Endurance Series Pro Am, and then 2013 and then 2014, 15, all that. Yeah, he said he's raced in over 200 races.
right.
Basically. So How many of those he's won is another story. Yeah, but he's the son of Steve Maddenborough, who is a English football player, and he's been up. Of course, because he's a football player, he grew up in Cardiff, Wales, because that's where a lot of that football is. But yeah, the story, the way the story, like I knew it was tradition. It's like cardboard. I mean that in the sense of like it's so like this is what this. It's a classic rags to riches. They made it as a rags to riches story. So
Right, right,
dad was a football star, but they never explained like what happened. But now he works in a rail yard for some reason, like his dreams were crushed or something. And you know, his son, his younger brother is going to be a football star just like his dad, but he doesn't want to do football. He wants to play. Uh, he wants to play Gran Turismo all day, and the dad's like,
right.
"Damn kids with video games, get out and
Well,
do
I
something."
think they were trying to also allude to. I mean, yeah, I mean, you're right. That's what it was. But they're also trying to allude to him like going to school for like auto mechanic or like
Yes,
auto engineering or
yeah,
something like that.
yeah, they're like, well, you know, like his dad was trying to be. His parents were trying to meet him in what they considered halfway. It's like, well,
Right,
you can't be a racer, but you can like go to like learn how to be a mechanic and all that stuff and work on race cars. He's like, I don't want that. I want
right,
to
right.
be a racer. I want to be a racer. I can't do the British. I can't do the
Yeah.
British. I won't be a racer. like, okay, you want to be a racer? Cool. Anyway, you know, and of course, I forget the names of these characters. They're just not that memorable to me. I'm not saying.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
so
they are supposed to be based on real people, but I just don't
so
remember the
Orlando
names.
Bloom walks into Japan and
Yeah.
says, "Hey, Nissan, the company that I work for, what if we teamed up with PlayStation and we tried to teach sim drivers how to be real race car drivers because this is the part that confused me. It will reinvigorate people's love for driving."
Right. It was some. I
What?
guess it was maybe some brand stunt. Maybe it was more like for people to drive Nissans or something because I don't know anybody
Well,
who
so like
likes
so
Nissan.
so like Toyota made Scions, which are supposed to be like the millennial. They were supposed to be like a thing for millennials, and then they just
Right.
didn't take, and so they discontinued Scion. So
Right.
is this
Right.
like supposed to be like for that, but on a more extreme level? Like,
I have no clue.
I don't know, but
I
anyway,
kind of wish the movie maybe went into that a little bit. Because yeah, they don't explore that at all. It's just sort of like, here's this pitch I have, and they agree, and it's like, okay,
okay. So this is what the Wikipedia is saying, mind you.
okay,
So he began playing racing games at the age of 8 when his friend had Gran Turismo on the original PS1. He visited his friend to play the game. He was eventually given both the console and the game so that he could play it at home. After that, Martinborough played the game almost constantly, and he continued to play subsequent Gran Turismo titles on the PS2 and 3, later with a force feedback steering wheel and pedals. So yeah, he actually got like, that is one thing that's nuts, is that he actually got like the setup. Like he got a
right,
legit racing sim setup with pedals and all. And I'll be honest, at first, because this is kind of where like the movie immediately like tempered my expectations for it, because when it's the scene where he puts the package on his bed, I'm like, oh shit, it's gonna be a PS3, ain't it? It's gonna be that OG PS3, ain't it? And then it's the wheel. I was like, oh,
yeah,
we're not doing this in the time period, are we? Like I actually got
no,
disappointed. I was like, I want to see a PS3.
yeah, it was just like product placement, PS5s.
Oh, there's so much product placement in this
Yeah,
movie, but there has
lots
to
of
be,
Sony products, of course.
not even just Sony, dude. They went to the actual racetracks. So like Red
Right.
Bull, Michelin, fucking Samsung, DHL,
Yeah,
like all these
yeah.
companies. So much product placement. But anyway,
Yeah,
so
even someone was playing Uncharted 4 in the background. I thought that was funny.
it said, at least it's not. They're not playing the worst one, right, bro?
Oh man, no, they're not playing Uncharted 3. They got to show you the new stuff, so it's Uncharted 4.
in that case, they should have been playing Lost Legacy. Anyway, in 2010, Martinborough went to university to study motorsport. So it's saying he actually went to university to study motorsport engineering, but dropped out after 3 weeks as it was too much. There was too much math for his liking.
Right.
During a gap year, he noticed an online time trial for the GT Academy competition on Gran Turismo 5 and decided to make a serious attempt at qualifying for the event, which offered professional racing contract with Nissan to the overall winner. Putting in his efforts, which was contested by over 90,000 people, he managed to qualify in the top 20, progressing to the next stage. He then underwent training with all three of his opponents. The final was a 20-minute race around the Silverstone National Circuit in real Nissan cars. Martinborough won by 8 seconds to a crowned GT Academy winner, earned the professional Nissan contract before GT had never driven high performance car on a racetrack. So yeah, like that's another part of the story that I actually found interesting was like they try to, I don't know why they try so hard to make Orlando Bloom's character like a corporate villain. Did you notice that?
Some parts, they that was kind of like at the early stages of the movie, and then they kind of got away from that. But
even at the end, like, because at the end he's like, let me race my way, let me race by my lines.
Right.
And he was like, I'm sorry, what? No, just take 4th place, or just take take where you're at. That's still good. Like, take 3rd place, you'll be on the pedestal.
Right. When you're talking about the moment when he was like running across and the guy was getting mad at him, or was it?
Yeah, he ran into the booth where David Arbor's character was, and he's like, "You gotta get out, man! You gotta get out!" Like,
right, yeah. They did try to. I guess that was maybe, I don't know. It's conflict. They're trying to put some conflict in there to make it a little bit more interesting.
I did find that interesting though, because like I love also just David Arbor's delivery of that. It's like, just say the other guy won, but he didn't. He won.
Right.
He lost. The other guy won, and I'm just like, I did admire that though, because he's like, no, I'm not going to do that. Like, whoever wins, whoever loses.
Right.
But like but as the movie progresses, like, oh my god, it gets so formulaic and cookie cutter, and I just
in terms of the story itself,
I
right?
Predicted I didn't predict, but here's what I said. I said, okay, this is after a certain moment, I'm like, okay, it was when he won the tournament. I'm like, okay, so he wins the tournament, he's gonna get the contract, gonna be a little partying, a little bit of fun time, and then we're gonna have something tragic happen.
Right.
And then we're gonna have
it's a hero's journey arc.
I don't know if I could do this, man. I'm not made. I'm not built like that. And David Harbour's like, no, you are built like that. We're gonna go out. You're gonna finish your lap, and it's so predictable. But I did enjoy. I did enjoy myself. But what I'm interested in is, I do find it interesting that they did take that rags to riches element when his dad is, like you said, a professional football player. I'm trying to find. Where did it go? Here it is. Yeah, let's see his dad. Oh yeah, he's 58 right now, it says. But yeah, he played it says he played from 1982 to 2003. So 20 years. He played about 20 years in professional football. Let's see, and in Cardiff, he played for Cardiff. It says Football League 4th Division winner 1987, 1988, Darlington Football Conference winner 89-90, and Football League 4th Division winner 90-91. So, but yeah, so it doesn't seem like but the way the film made it seem was that like I was a professional football player, but then my dreams were dashed, and now I work at a rail yard. And you just have to realize, son, that not all dreams are like meant to be realized. Again, it's just that it's that cliched conflict of the dad. Like, he does love his son, but he's not, like he wants him to be realistic.
Look, I mean, because I did like this movie, right? But it was not because of the story. The story is very standard. It's very cliche. Like, you can predict the beats if you know the hero's journey arc. you could predict this, right? Like you understand what's going to happen and stuff. So like I wasn't bothered by that per se. I mean, there were some good performances. Like I am a big fan of David Harbour, so and he did a pretty good job in this movie, I felt like.
Yeah.
But to me, why I liked the movie, it wasn't just the racing, but the movie felt like it was trying to aim for one, the look of the game, because Gran Turismo is a simulator, but it is very different visually from Forza, right? Like there's a very I can't really put or understand why, but this movie kind of encapsulated that, right? It's a very technical game, right? In terms of, and they kind of show you how, the process of how they make the game, right? Where it's like they are bringing in a lot of these cars and testing the engine and recording it, right? Because they actually want it to sound identical to what the car is,
Yeah,
right? It's trying to simulate the car in virtual reality.
Was that the actual creator of Gran Turismo in the movie?
Um, he looked familiar. I was like, think it's him. I'm not sure. Maybe it's just a stand-in actor. Hold on, let me actually look. Maybe it's
no,
not.
It was him.
Oh, it was him. Okay.
It was him.
Yeah, I thought it would have been funny if they just got some random dude.
But yeah, he yeah, he was in the film, I believe.
Right. Are we sure?
Fairly positive. Yeah, he made a cameo in the 2023 film, playing a.
Okay.
Oh, but he was playing a chef.
He was playing a okay, yeah. Because that's what I thought. That guy was not.
Wait, so he wasn't playing himself?
No.
What the hell?
I guess he wasn't a good enough actor.
Oh.
We thought it was. Well, that's kind of fucked up. But
No. Because no. I say that because no. The reason I say that is because this is gonna sound weird, but like
right.
The way that he looks, and I mean that in the sense of like this is gonna sound kind of fucked up.
Right.
But like the shape of his like jawline, the shape of his head, and all that stuff. Like I could have sworn that was him, but no, it was the chef in the scene where they're out exploring Tokyo.
Right. So I'm seeing him now. Yeah, he's the CEO of Polyphonic Digital. Is that how you say it? Right?
Yeah. The one that made Gran Turismo.
Right. But like I knew some stuff about Gran Turismo. I'm not the biggest fan of Gran Turismo just because it is so technical and it is very realistic. I'm not a big fan of racing simulators.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of racing sims either.
Yeah, I prefer the arcade drivers, right? Like I don't mind Forza Horizon or
I'll say this,
those like, kind of street racing.
I give pass to early, and I mean like PlayStation 2 Need for Speed games, like Most Wanted. And the ones I really love are Midnight Club by Rockstar.
Right.
Those are dope.
That's one a lot of people like, yeah.
Yeah, Midnight Club 3 Dub Edition. Oh yes, we were in there. We were outside for that.
Oh man.
it was great. But yeah, like you as you were saying, like you enjoyed more of the like not the physics, but the
it felt very technical, even though it wasn't. Like when they're racing, they're showing you the inner parts of the car while it's going, which most racing movies aren't doing that, right? And so and then on top of that too, the visuals, like when they're racing on the track and there's leaves, to me immediately that stood out as Gran Turismo. Like if you played a lot of the games or seen the promotional material, that actually looked like, they always have the leaves, the weathers, they're always showing that off, right?
Yeah.
Make it look very cinematic. So I know that's such a small thing to appreciate, but I did like that just from like an aesthetic point where it was like, oh yeah, this is Gran Turismo without it being the game, right? So I did like that, and I thought the racing visually and how it was edited, and also too, I was in a D box because I watched this on National Cinema Day, right? So it was pretty cheap. And I thought it actually worked, right? Because when you're playing a racing game, you have the vibration, right?
Yeah,
so
I don't know what a D-box is.
Yeah, D-box is basically like the seat is moving along with the movie.
Oh,
So there's
cool.
certain moments, yeah. So like when the car crash, you actually feel the car crash, right? Or it's trying to simulate a car crash.
Oh God.
Um, yeah. So it was really cool from that point of view, and I thought honestly, I would have made the movie just available in D box, right? Because it was like, oh wow, this actually works really well, and it also pairs really well because it's based on Gran Turismo, right? So you know how PlayStation is with their vibrations. I haven't played the newest game, but I'm
You
sure,
know how
yeah,
PlayStation is with their vibrations. Wait, what?
yeah, yeah. Like they tend to focus on the the controller experience a lot, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
PlayStation does,
Yeah, they have the well now it's because of the dual sense.
right?
Um, it's just the way that he said that.
But it's true.
No,
They're the
it is.
ones who who are doing this. I
They're
know
what?
Nintendo. Nintendo's recently been like trying to push this whole vibration HD rumble thing, even though it's not working out.
They
But
haven't done shit with that stuff ever since one
I
two switch.
know,
Don't lie to
I
yourself.
know, I know. That's what I
They
said. They
immediately were
ain't doing
like,
nothing with it.
they were like, all right, fam, no one's using the rumble. Let's just
Yeah,
stop
no
it.
one's using that. But PlayStation, they love that stuff. So yeah, that's only the only reason why. And also too, I'm a big fan of FPV drones. Okay. I've never used one. I use the normal drones, but this is basically like a 360 movement drone.
Yeah.
And I've seen a lot of people use it for like bike tours and a lot of sports things, and it looks really slick and very cool. But for whatever reason, movies don't use them. I don't know why. I know a couple of movies did. I think Red Notice did, and it was the shots that they used it for were cool, but it wasn't like they were using it constantly. While this movie did, and it looked very slick. It put you like right in front of the action of the cars, and that's why I was like, oh wow, this actually is what I always kind of wanted in a racing movie. The location, the tracks, right? The kind of the what Gran Turismo does, right? Where it's like,
Yeah.
oh, I just want that, but in movie form. And so that's what I got, and that's kind of why I like the movie. So yeah, but I understand the story just wasn't there. So,
God, it
but
was
yeah,
practically non-existent.
yeah,
I mean, I'm supposed to care about this love story, man. I can't. I can't.
yeah. That
I
was
don't feel no
just
sympathy or empathy at
whatever.
all. Like, man, no, fuck you. I don't care about you and your
Right, right.
relationship problems. I will say though, the one scene that was cool was him losing the cops. I did think that was pretty dope.
Yeah, that was a pretty cool scene.
Uh, and like you said, the visuals with the car, that was interesting. That was unique to this movie. Most
Hmm.
because like you've seen more racing movies than I have, and so
Right, right.
like even like the early Fast and the Furious movies, and like I said, 4V Ferrari didn't do this type of
Hmm.
stuff where it showed the engines and
Or
stuff.
Days of Thunder, Tom
Yeah,
Cruise.
yeah. Like none of those did that. So it's interesting that
Right,
like this movie does have something on those other um racing movies.
right, right.
Like so I'm trying to think.
It also just it looked very sleek, and it just like also another thing that I noticed. This at first I was kind of like bothered by it a little bit. Was the whole PlayStation sound effects? I'm not sure if you picked up on that.
I did. They used the when they were showing like what spot he was in. That was the
Right,
PlayStation 4's. That was the PlayStation 4 sound effect. I
right,
realized.
right. I thought that was from the PS5, but yeah.
No. It's no. I'm sorry. It is from the PS5.
Okay, I couldn't. I just knew this was a PlayStation sound effect that I heard before, right? Either it was like scrolling menus or something, and so that part was a little bit weird. Where I'm like, why wouldn't you just use sound effects from the game menu, than the PlayStation home menu? I'm curious to why. I probably will never get an answer, but it is what it is. But some like stuff like that I thought was interesting. Like that was an interesting creative choice. But not a lot of people are going to notice that, right? Like you really got to be a PlayStation fan to really go, oh, that sound effect, that's from
Yep.
PlayStation, right? So,
I
you know,
did because I am. Uh,
yeah. Anybody who's booted up a PlayStation in the last how many years has will recognize, okay, that sounds like a PlayStation effect,
by the
right?
way, I'm
So,
noticing a pattern, at least with the two that we've gotten so far. PlayStation knows its fan base so well that they'll get
right,
giddy over seeing the old game cases.
right, yeah, the
And so,
case is
like,
in the background, right?
Twisted Metal, one of the Twisted Metal 1 from the original PlayStation just flops onto John's
Right, the
windshield,
car,
and in this
right,
one he
right,
just has all the Gran Turismo games just stacked up in line, like in
yes,
order for PS1 to 3, and it's like, bro, like, I
right,
do love
yeah,
that, but come on,
yeah,
like, no, does this
yeah,
mean
they
that,
did
like,
that intentionally.
so wait, so, like, I'm still waiting on Last of Us Part 2 Season 2. Then Ellie's gonna be searching through this old mall, and she's gonna run into like an old abandoned
I'm
GameStop,
I'm
and she's
the
gonna see like The
only
Last of Us Part 1. Like, wait a minute, what?
oh man, like the only game reference in The Last of Us was Mortal Kombat, which was weird because that wasn't in the original game. I guess because it was Warner Brothers, so they were like, yeah, you could use Mortal Kombat. It's like, okay, it was so random, but like, yeah, there was no PS3, there was none of that, but that's because they moved up the date of when the infection started, right? It's in 2003, not 2013. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, I always kind of like that. It's a cool Easter egg. The Mario movie definitely was like more creative with the Easter eggs, right? Like
Oh,
you
the
got to be a
Mario movies
hardcore
Easter
fan to,
eggs, like,
yeah,
oh, my favorite ones are both music. My first favorite one is Luigi's phone being the GameCube.
GameCube, right?
I actually like I packed theater, right?
And the
I was
color
sitting,
ID was the me
I
was
was
the me logo, right? Or the
but
blank,
I
yeah.
was sitting next to my friend, and when I heard the GameCube sound of start screen, I auditorily went, "Oh!" Like, I couldn't control myself. I couldn't control myself. I was like, "Oh, it's the GameCube." That was
Oh
my
man,
shit in the day. And then, of course, my second
right,
favorite one is you have to actually like hear it. You have to like you actually have to have a theater that's either not filled full at all or just not packed with kids. But when
right,
Mario beats Donkey Kong and he's about to pass out, or about to get knocked out, it's the original arcade Donkey Kong sound music. The dun, dun, dun,
right,
dun, I love that. I just
right,
love
right.
those two so much. But yeah, I'm loving these video game. Right, I do love the Easter eggs, but like, come on, like,
Yeah,
in
I
Last of
mean,
Us
I
Part
think
Two.
they're a little bit more creative than the comic book movies
Oh my
because at
god,
least
yes.
they could play on a couple of things where the comic books they can only really play on old themes or like comic book issues, right?
I
Like that's really it. So
I
or
just
costumes, right?
at
So
least like, well, costumes are the biggest Easter egg for the
yeah,
comics, but in Last of Us, again, like, is she gonna find this old like mom and pop shop, and on the like, she's gonna step on a case, and she's gonna pick it up, and it's gonna be what, Jak and Daxter?
oh
Like,
man,
like, come on, don't do that to us. Like, stop it.
that I could see something like that happening because they didn't do it in the first season, so it's like
No, but they're
gonna
gonna do
have
it in the
to,
second, and honestly,
yeah.
that'd be the first time Naughty Dog has referenced Jak and Daxter in about 2 decades.
Oh man.
I'm just saying. They referenced Crash Bandicoot before they referenced fucking Jak and Daxter.
Oh boy, that's
I'm
hilarious.
just saying, man, in Uncharted
I
4, you
mean,
play Crash Bandicoot.
we are getting or at least the rumor. We'll see if that's true about Jak and Daxter with Tom Holland and
No,
Chris Pratt.
I don't believe that's true
Yeah,
now.
I don't. I hope that's not true.
I don't believe it's true at all, actually, because
Okay.
the person that reported that, some of the stuff they're reporting on now just doesn't seem like it's happening.
Right.
Like, not to get on a tangent here, or more of a tangent, but like, this person recently said, like, oh, She-Hulk season 2 is all but confirmed, just waiting after the strike. And then, like, someone made a very good point that I reposted it. about like how Tatiana Mansley openly like called out Bob Iger and said he's a horrible CEO and the working conditions were not that great anyway. So like I'm like, how is She-Hulk 2 season 2? How is She-Hulk season 2 happening when all of this is being
Oh,
said
you've
and
seen
done?
that. You seen that they were saying She-Hulk season 2 is gonna happen.
Yeah. And that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, how? Because Tatiana has said like she loves the show, but she hates Bob
But
Iger.
what I want to know is how are they getting these rumors and leaks when there's a strike? That's what I want to know.
That's what I want to
Because
know
it doesn't
too.
add up. It doesn't add up. So you're saying that there's all of this was planned and you got this. Like, why didn't you report on this before the strike then? Right? Like,
Yeah,
something
that's
doesn't
my
add up.
thing. I'm not believing any of this shit
Yeah.
until after. Like we'll like it'd be a different thing if the strikes were over, but they're not. So
Right. And this person now is also reporting on Starfield too, which I'm like,
my
oh man.
God,
Yeah.
stop it, stop it,
Yeah. I'm
stop
sick of
it.
these scoopers.
I'm sick of the scoopers too, man. I
Yeah.
really am. Like oh God. But anyhow, uh back to GT. So I'm
Mhm.
interested because like I've never really noticed the difference between Forza and GT, but you're saying that you said there was a difference.
I just think like visually, aesthetically, there is a difference between Forza and Gran Turismo. I'm not sure if people have noticed it, but just the way it's marketed and the way it looks. Like I
Because
just
like
know,
there's
like I
two
said, the
different
leaves, like something about the leaves has always made me associate that with Gran Turismo, with the car and the leaves. It's just like, oh
it's
yeah, I see
because they
that in way too
marketed it
many.
that way.
Right. That's what I mean. The aesthetic of Gran Turismo is so distinct, especially compared to like when I see Forza. Like Forza always like came off like, well, it came off across like the knockoff of Gran Turismo, right? But when you look at Forza Horizon, that game, like every time they are showing the gameplay, it's always off road. It's always like these crazy terrains and stuff. So I always associate that more with
Yeah,
Forza, even though it's a
Forza
spin-off
Horizon
game.
I think is more popular for Xbox than
Right.
actual Forza.
Well, I think they're both popular, but yeah, to me, I always preferred Horizon. Right. When was the first Horizon game? Because that
Oh
had to be
God,
fairly recent, right?
no. Forza. Oh, when was the most recent release?
No. Like the Horizon series. Like when did it start? I'm
Hold
gonna
on,
look it up right now.
I got it right here.
2012. Yeah, so it was fairly recent, like 10 years old.
2012.
That's what I mean. Because I
A
wasn't on
decade
like
old.
the OG Xbox. That
Yeah,
came at like the tail
360.
end of the 360. Yeah,
Yeah, the ass end of the 360.
right.
So
But like that as a the way that game is and how it's presented, like yeah, it's mostly like stunts and activities and street racing. That's what I associate that with, compared to the you know
I mean,
the
like
normal Forza.
hell, I'll say this: learning about like the bits that are actually about the game, like how
Right,
they go in depth, like you said, like they go in depth to make the cars feel and sound like the real cars. Like I gained a
right.
lot of respect for that studio at PlayStation because I never really thought like they were gonna go that dedicated with the authenticity of the vehicles, but
Right. And that
man,
was
and of course,
actually shown in the game too. Because remember that moment where, and I don't know how true all of that was, but that just was like, okay, yeah, that's what the game is aiming for. Where he's like, oh, the brakes were glazed, right? And he only knew that because of the game, right? And so that was kind of pointing you to show like how accurate the game is in terms
yeah.
of it replicating the car. Which, yeah, that's really, I think that is impressive, to be honest.
If that
Um,
is indeed accurate, because well, I
right.
mean, again, because he had been playing with again the full like car controller. That's what I'm calling it, the car controller. So he would have like the appropriate brakes and all of that. So if they include it
Right.
to where like you said, like it like if you don't break it correctly, you're gonna feel the brakes glaze. Like that is impressive attention to that is very
Right.
impressive attention to detail for what we for I feel like most fans of both PlayStation and Xbox will say that Forza and Gran Turismo they are their own game series, but they're also like these games are tech demos.
Right. They vote. Yeah, that's how a lot of people see it as, right?
Including myself. I do. I
Right.
see them as tech demos.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah.
So I'm just like, and I don't think like these franchises are never gonna go away. Like there's always gonna be that fan base that just loves Gran Turismo, that loves Forza. So, but yeah, like this is a movie. This is a PlayStation movie. Because when I first heard they were making this, I'm like, what? Like,
Right.
how the hell are you making a Gran Turismo movie? Like, this doesn't work. And then they were like, no, it's based on a real thing that happened. I'm like, okay, you could probably make that work. But like a random just like story, like no, this isn't this isn't Twisted Metal. This isn't something with a pre-established like story. There's no story mode in Gran Turismo.
Right.
It's just a racing game. Like, and if you want a story mode in a racing game, again, play a Need for Speed game, I guess. Like that's what those games are for.
But this was and speaking of Need for Speed, this was obviously better than the Need for Speed movie that we got.
Oh, hands down.
Like 8-9 years ago now.
Hands down.
That was garbage.
That was. I mean, to be fair, it's no different from some of the real games that are coming out now. So
right.
no comparison quality scene. Oh, geez. But all right, yeah. I mean, honestly, there isn't really that much I don't think to talk about for.
Well, there is one thing that I told you off stream.
Oh yes.
I kind of do want to mention it because you were just mentioning like why would PlayStation make this? I agree. I think maybe they saw it as like easy money, right? It's cheap.
I don't even think. Well, yeah. Oh, that's one thing I did immediately realize is that compared to like Twisted Metal. Even Twisted Metal, though, like I feel like the budget shouldn't have been that high. Let me actually quickly look this up because,
for Twisted Metal's budget.
No. I want to know how much the budget was for this movie.
Oh, it was 60 million. Because I know that.
That's nothing. That is nothing. They will easily make that back. Because like, how much has it already made back?
I think it's already. I think.
8.5 million on opening. It made 8.5 million on opening night. So
right, domestic.
Domestic. Yeah, that was 3 days ago.
So the worldwide total right now, I thought it was sitting at like 50.
They're about to make all their money back.
Let me just check.
They're about to break even then.
Because I know the domestic opening, but the thing is, it had a staggered release. It was a little bit weird. But yeah, it didn't open like massive. So yeah, right now it's sitting at 53 million worldwide.
Well, so far it's made. Let me look at. Where are you looking for your stuff at?
So I just typed in box office and
box office. I have box office mojo up. So
yeah, 55.
Domestic. It's gross 18 million.
Right.
And then that's not including the bit that it's made. So it's 18. It's made almost 6 million in France, 2 million, a little over 2 million in UK, Germany, 1 million, UAE. Basically, all the countries these damn races are in. It is one. They're seeing it basically.
Right. Because I mean, it is those racing
France,
sports
UK, Germany, UAE, Spain, Hungary, Czech Republic. I feel like the top 4 or 5 of those are where the races take place.
Right.
So, and I mean, just because in America here, we cannot, like the actors cannot promote the film. Like that doesn't mean that I guarantee you these studios are marketing the film more domestically now than not domestically, internationally now than domestic because of the strikes. So there's a chance that because let's see. I mean, it's if you want to put together, just like without adding up all the extra numbers, so like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, close to probably $10 to $11 million. And again, I'm not including every country I'm seeing here, but just like the top 5.
Right.
It's already made the 18, so it's almost made $28 million it's gonna make its money back. It just
Yeah.
came out too in
And there's
China.
not a lot of competition in September, so it has the whole month to just keep playing.
Yeah,
Right, so
it
that's pretty
does.
good.
And it's again, it is a very generic movie, but
Mhm.
um people love an underdog story. People love that stuff. So
Right, and they love racing,
they love
which
racing.
yeah,
So
Hollywood doesn't really give us a lot of racing movies. Which, I mean, now I know Brad Pitt is making a F1, like a Formula One movie, which I'm pretty excited about. But I mean, I know this sounds crazy, but like I wouldn't mind if a Forza Horizon movie, like, and it's off road, and I don't know, you could create a story on that. If you just do some off road driving, in a movie, I think that's pretty cool. It's not really done a lot, so why not? I mean, you could probably
I
make
mean,
a good
there
amount
is
of money
like
too.
what'll be interesting is that if it makes more than the Uncharted movie is my question. Because Uncharted was really
Uh,
PlayStation's first attempt at a movie on one of
right,
their
and it did
IPs.
pretty well.
It did. Oh, it did. It made it grossed 148 million dollars. So,
Domestic, because it made 400
yeah,
worldwide.
domestically, it made 148 million domestically. So if it can beat
Right.
148 million and its own budget being 60, like that's a
Yeah.
success.
I don't know if it'll do that domestically, but we'll see. I don't. Sometimes you never know at the box office, right? But Uncharted was still successful though, box office wise. I know we don't like it as a movie itself, but
I
like that
actually just like
movie,
I don't hate it as much as everyone else. I thought it was okay.
right?
It just felt like now that I've seen all the Indiana Jones movies, this just really feels like don't get it wrong. Like Nathan Drake is just another version. Well, not exactly like Indiana Jones, but it's the same.
Yeah, it's the same
Um,
concept.
it's concept. Yes, that's a good word to
Right,
use. Concept, just like Tomb Raider. Tomb Raider
right,
was
right,
supposed to be a female version of Indy, basically.
right.
So, but now that I've seen all the Indiana Jones movies, like Uncharted just feels like a half-assed attempt at one of those.
It doesn't even feel like how I was talking about the aesthetic with this movie. On the Uncharted movie doesn't even aesthetically feel like Uncharted.
That's what I'm
That's kind
saying. Like,
right. It's just very it's its own story. It doesn't even really hit on the interesting beats. It recreates scenes from different games. I think that's a bad example of how to make a video game movie. I think what we've been getting recently, yes, it's not completely groundbreaking, but I think it's a step in the right direction.
hell, I'll say
Right.
this: if there actually is an Uncharted 2 movie, hopefully they'll learn from what's been happening that's a
Yeah.
success, learn from what didn't work in the first one, and
And
go
don't
from
bring
there.
back that other director. That guy is a for hire director. The guy who did Venom. I don't remember his name, but yeah.
Oh, he's a for-hire director.
Yeah, at this rate he is, yeah. Yeah, he did Zombieland and stuff, but nah. Get rid of him. The original person to direct the Uncharted movie, and it's a shame that guy didn't direct it, was he did what, Kobo and the
Oh, Kobo and
this
the
is
10 Strings?
right, yeah, and he did Bumblebee too, and he's a good director.
Oh.
I kind of wish he did it because he seemed like he was passionate about Uncharted.
Well,
So
I mean,
it's kind of
it's
sad.
also just there's also like what the script was itself.
Right.
Because like I'm sorry, but Antonio Banderas was an interesting
Yeah.
villain
What?
to me.
Why? I don't get
Like
it.
I don't get it either. It really just felt anyway.
Yeah, that was disappointing.
I didn't believe Sully, Mark Wahlberg was still. Anyways, we're gonna when we do a review of the Uncharted movie, we'll talk about that then. But yeah, I do think that Gran Turismo will do okay at the box office. Like you said, there isn't there.
Right.
I think we're finally leaving this big blockbuster summer. But like
Yes.
the main thing I wanted to stress is that Gran Turismo's budget is like how budget should be for a lot of films. These films don't need hundreds to 200 to 300 million dollars for shit. But then again, like this is a more practical movie. Like
right.
In the long run, PlayStation has made except for Ratchet and Clank, which is an animated. Well, even then animation costs less. But
Mhm.
these live action movies are practical effect movies, which means like you can get these things, these props and stuff very cheap. You don't have to like make anything out of like, you know, outside the realm of impossibility.
Right.
Especially for Gran Turismo, where it's literally just about racing in real world racing venues. So you can just rent the, you know, stadium out, which they probably paid a good penny for that. But anyway, what I'm saying is that 60 million is a very understandably, reasonably sane budget, and they will make their money back. I guarantee that. If they'll at least, I'll predict they'll at least break even.
Yeah, and even then, they can still make money off of VOD, and then Sony's obviously going to sell it to Netflix and probably make a good set of money there too. So, I mean, yeah, I don't think this. No one was calling this a flop. I think it's just a step in the right direction. But also, too, going back to my theory of
yes,
why exactly was this movie made, right? So I think Sony was going to make this movie regardless, but why did Neil Blomkamp? Because Neil Blomkamp is an established director. A lot of people recognize his name, right? He did the District 9 movie and Elysium and Chappie. Chappie was not so great, but I do like Elysium and District 9. And he's kind of been all over the place, and he's obviously been very heavily associated with canceled video game movies, right? He was supposed to do Halo, which everybody, you know, beating their head over. Why didn't we get this Halo movie with Neil Blomkamp? But it is what it is.
And we got that series instead.
Right, which is, you know, I don't even want to talk about that. Yeah,
no,
right.
We're going to talk about it. If the season 2 ever gets greenlit, we're going to talk about it.
I guess we would have to, yeah. Just out of, that's a whole, yeah. I'm not even going to mention that, but
Grail's going to go buy an ABC store before watching that series.
Oh again. My God. Just why? The point that I wanted to make is I think Neil Blomkamp may have pitched a Horizon movie, and they kind of wanted him to make this to test the waters, right? Like, do this for us, and then you can make your movie. So I won't be surprised if there's a Horizon movie that he makes, because I think it lends better to his, you know, his filmography, his aesthetic. You know, just look at Horizon and its idea. It sounds like a Neil Blomkamp movie. And it also is a little bit weird that Netflix is making a Horizon prequel show. I don't know. That sounds a little bit weird because a prequel to Horizon seems kind of unnecessary. We know what happens. There's not a lot going on. Remember, the machines were supposed to be like eco-friendly, right? And then they had like a killing machine switch that someone switched on, and then it destroyed the whole planet. So
what you're saying is global warming killed the planet.
Right. That's Horizon. I mean, Horizon's all over the place, but you know, it is what it is.
I know you don't. I know your relationship with Horizon.
It's very.
I personally love the series. I think that this is a great new IP for PlayStation, and they are going to milk the hell out of it.
And you saw it right in the beginning of this movie, right? So
what?
Horizon.
Oh yeah, they had. I do love that PlayStation intro.
Yeah,
I'm not
it is
gonna
pretty cool.
It's slick as hell. I love it.
But it was weird though, because think about it. I didn't see The Last of Us. I only saw Uncharted.
It's not on. I think it's for like movies only.
Right.
It wasn't on Twisted Metal either.
Right. So do you see what I'm saying? Do you see why maybe I believe this theory? Because why would you stick that Horizon model there?
Well, that Horizon model was in the one for. No, it was in the one for Uncharted.
Right. I think they're making a Horizon movie. It makes a lot more sense.
They're making a Ghost of Tsushima movie.
They're
making a.
Which I'm excited for. I think that might be the best video game movie. The way it's shaping up, like
who's the director for that again? Did they announce the
Chad? Chad Stahelski. So he did all the John Wick movies, and he's he's a massive fan of Japanese cinema, and he talks about it all the time. And he goes like this guy knows his stuff. And he loves Ghost of Tsushima, so
this has a chance to be the perfect storm for video game movie,
Yes,
bro.
this is what I'm saying.
Oh my
I'm on
god.
this train. I'm on this train. The Ghost of Tsushima movie has incredible potential. Just you wait and
Ooh.
see. I'm telling you, it's gonna be fire. It's gonna be straight gas, start to end. And I love
Get
Ghost
the
of Tsushima, so
get
yeah,
the
you know I'm
get
excited.
the wait, so you didn't love Ghost of Tsushima?
No, I love Ghost of Tsushima. Ghost
Oh,
of
okay,
Tsushima
okay,
is
okay.
like,
I'm gonna
yeah,
be real
you
with
know, it's
you.
almost in my top 10 games now
I'm
because
gonna be
I
real
love
with
that
you.
game.
I'm gonna be real with you. I did start it. I never
Right.
finished it.
You got to finish it. You got to finish it. Now that with the
I,
DLC, you got to finish it. It's
I,
so
I,
good.
I know. I recently on sale, both Uncharted, Legacy of Thieves collection and Ghost of Tsushima for PS5 physically were on sale at Best Buy.
Mm.
I grabbed both. I already had them for PS4, but I wanted them physically for PS5.
I might pick it up for PS5 because I have it on PS4 too.
Yeah, I think you get like a $10 upgrade with the PS4 version
Right,
digitally.
but I want another physical copy.
I
That's
got
what
you.
mental I
I
am.
got you. Okay. It is a nice reversible cover.
Oh, that's
It's
cool.
it's a reversible cover. Ghost of Tsushima. Yeah, it's great. But all
Right,
right.
right.
So yeah, if you're a fan, I guess because we are about to hit the 1 hour mark, and I
Hmm.
think we've talked about all we could talk about.
Yeah, we
I
did.
do think that a Horizon movie would be interesting. Neil Blomkamp is a director who, like you said, gets around. I just saw him talk about like we're probably not going to see District 10 for a very long
Yeah,
time now. Like,
which is fine. It's understandable, but hey,
but
it is what it is.
it is what it is. But yeah, if you're a fan of racing movies, if you're a fan of Gran Turismo, I would definitely say go see this movie. It is for
Hmm.
Gran Turismo fans. And yeah, if you're a fan of racing fan, Gran Turismo fan, or if you just love to see, like I said, the hero's journey, the rags to riches story, this movie's
Right.
for you. It's not terrible, but I'm gonna do Dial's thing here. I'm gonna give it a grade. It is
Mhm.
a solid C.
Right, right. I would
For
go.
me.
I would go a B or a B plus on it.
For me, it's a C. I could be generous and say C plus, only
Mhm.
because the scene with the dad at the end did make me cry a bit. I did get a little
Right.
teary eyed. Someone was chopping some onions a bit. I didn't like pour my eyes out. Like this wasn't me like reacting to Tony's death in Endgame, but
Right,
that
right.
shit, boy. but I did get a little teary eyed, a little misty eyed. I had to wipe away some tears. So but I'm gonna stick with my. It's a strong C for me.
Right. That's understandable.
So yeah, like if you, this is gonna be really disrespectful to this movie. If you've already seen everything else that's come out this summer and you still want to go to the theater, go see this movie
Yeah, he might as well.
because it is competing with Ninja Turtles and Barbie is still in theaters. Like
And well, is it competing with Blue Beetle?
it
Not
is,
no shots, but
it is competing with Blue Beetle, and Blue Beetle honestly is whooping its ass. Like I actually have heard.
box office wise, I don't know
I
about box office wise.
let me check box office because
Blue-
RJ contributed to the box office yesterday.
Right, yeah, he
So
saw
let's
he
see.
saw that.
I'm gonna go back to box office mojo.
Yeah,
So
I don't know what the worldwide.
domestically it's made domestic opening, so it opened up making $25 million.
Right. Oh, actually,
So-
Blue Beetle 80 is it? There's no way it's sitting at 81
Domestic
million.
is 46. Yeah, worldwide is $82
It is.
million.
Wow.
Golly,
then.
that's actually a success when you look at DC films.
God Lord.
I'm
Okay.
actually gonna go see Blue Beetle now. I was gonna.
I'm
sleep
gonna
on
wait
this
until
one.
streaming to watch
The irony
it.
of what you just said is that it was supposed to be a streaming.
I
film.
know. Well, it looked like that straight from the beginning. I got to be honest, not a big fan of Blue Beetle as a character. At least that version. I like Ted Cord, but yeah. So
Let me
Is
tell
what
you
it
this.
is.
Then you probably haven't seen this. Do you know? I don't know if they actually like reference him or like show anything of Ted, but do you know? Well, no, that his.
well, I know what happens in the movie.
Why? No. But like his. I don't. But his.
Oh, okay.
The
I won't say
villain the villain is a Cord.
Yeah. It's his sister.
It's
Yes.
his sister. So, I just know that John. What's his name? I can never pronounce his name. Juan Carlito, the guy that plays the villain in Far Cry 6. Braille, you know who I'm
Right,
talking
right. Yeah, the
He
guy who's
wants
Scorpion. Yeah.
Yeah, he wants to play the guy who's Scorpion.
Yeah, he's Scorpion and and he's also in what's it called? Better Call Saul too.
Gus.
Gus. Yeah. The main villain in Far Cry 3, right?
No,
Is that what
no,
you're
the
talking
main
about?
villain of Far Cry 6.
Oh, 6. I heard 3, sorry.
No,
I was about
six,
to
six,
say.
six. Not Vaz. The
Right, right.
dictator.
The dictator. Okay, yeah,
Yeah,
sorry. I misheard.
he said he doesn't always want to play villains, and
Right, right.
he was hinting that he would like to play Ted Cord, which would be cool.
Well,
But
wait. The dictator in Far Cry 6?
the actor,
Are you
the actor. Said he wants to
you're
play
talking
a
about what's his name?
I can never pronounce his name.
Oh my gosh, it's on the tip of my tongue. Hold on. Give me a second.
I'm gonna say it before you can get to it.
It's like Esposito. I forget it. Gino. Yeah, say it.
Giancarlo Esposito.
There we go. Yeah, for Ted Cord. What?
He said, hold on. I'm pretty sure he said.
I'm a little confused by that.
Hold on.
I mean, he's appearing everywhere. I don't know who's giving him a check, but he's like doing a bunch of stuff, man. I mean, he's good in The Boys too. He's good in.
I think he's just basically. I think he was just saying in general he would like to not play bad guys all the time.
Right.
He would want to play a hero.
Right. A lot of people have him fan casted. I'm not sure if you've seen this as Professor X. I've seen that a lot.
Yeah, I'm not for that.
Yeah.
I want him as Doctor Doom.
As Doctor Doom.
Yeah. That man can act with or without a mask.
I mean, he's a good actor. I'm just not sure about Doctor Doom.
I mean, some have said he should be Sinestro.
Sinestro? I don't even know about that. I'm not even really sure who. I mean, I agree. I think he has been typecasted, but he's such a good actor, though, where it's like, there's a reason why you're being typecast. Like he was in he was in Cyberpunk, the anime, and he does a lot of voice work too. What was something he recently appeared in? I just
Ninja
saw?
Turtles.
Right. Oh, but he had
Stockman.
he was barely in the movie though. He was in the beginning.
But Baxter Stockman though is a major character in the Ninja Turtles. So
well, not in those movies. I'm not sure if you've seen Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, but they can't do what they did with him, right? No spoilers. Yeah, have you seen Mutant Mayhem?
Not yet.
Okay, then watch the movie and you'll understand what I mean.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh God, I'm scared.
But that was also a pretty good movie. So,
anyway,
yeah.
I just Anyway, yeah, I'm just saying, like Blue Beetle is kicking Gran Turismo's ass, but Gran Turismo is in of itself a good film. So after you see Blue Beetle, after you see Mutant Mayhem, all the superhero movies, and you know what? I'd say that this is a good palate cleanser. I think this is a good palate cleanser movie. Yeah, please, go see it for that. Or again, if you like racing, if you like racing, Gran Turismo, or
if you want Neil Blomkamp to make another movie, go watch the movie.
If you want Neil Blomkamp to make another PlayStation movie, for the love of God.
Yeah.
We almost had him for Halo, and we had to settle with Gran Turismo. There was a monkey's paw here somewhere involved.
Yeah, if we can get this movie somehow, and he can move on to do something he really wants.
And he's doing a game itself. He is doing a video game that was shown at Gamescom, as we talked about.
Yes, we were talking about, yeah.
So Blomkamp is in the gaming sphere, and we need to keep him here as long as we can. So do your part.
Yeah. I think a Horizon movie could do well. If you stick it in December, you treat it like a Star Wars or Avatar, it could do really well. So
yeah,
you got to think about that. We'll see. We'll see, though.
We'll see. But all right, folks, that is going to do it. Again, this film it is what it is. It's a racing movie. Really, we've talked about all we uh, we can talk about for this movie.
Mm-hmm.
I gave
We
it
stretched
again, we stretched it. Bro, you give it a B. You give it a B plus.
Yes.
Bro gives it a B plus. I give it a C. I do think it is a good palate cleanser to get out of the summer blockbuster fest. If you're wanting that, I do think you should see it at some point, whether it be streaming or in the theater. I will say though that it being on the big screen was kind of awesome because of what Brett was talking about with the car visuals. It was pretty cool.
Yes.
So yeah. But all right, that is going to do it for us, folks. If you like what you saw, please give this a like, share, and if you haven't already, please do subscribe. We're currently on the road to 50 subscribers. By the end of the year, we're almost there. So we really appreciate y'all's help and support. And as for my co-host and my co-host and myself, bro, where can these people find you at?
You can find me on Threads. I give updates. Sometimes I post on Twitter. But yeah, find me on Threads.
Find him on Threads, where he'll be doing a thread of all of the media that he has consumed over this past year.
Oh yeah, on Threads. To be honest, I like the layout on Twitter was better, but we could talk about that after.
Yeah. Because I'll be honest, like seeing the updates was kind of great. I'm like, oh, okay, so this is what Braille did today, and this is what he did like last week. Okay, cool. But no,
I do post my reviews. Like I did post like Gran Turismo, and I just watched the new Transformers movie, so I should do that for the games. I didn't do that with Zelda, but is what it is.
It is what it is. Zelda's a massive experience, as bro will tell you.
I might make a video on that. I might, because it's way too much to talk about. Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, folks, and of course you can find me on Threads and on X. You can find me on Threads by looking up friendly_neighborhood_meta. That is a mouthful. And then you can find me on X just by looking up the most meta. And of course, I do also have my YouTube channel, Friendly Neighborhood Meta. I'm currently trying to get to 100 subscribers. If you haven't already, please do, go over there. I have a review of a game I was fortunate to play at the beginning of the year, A Space for the Unbound, which is getting a physical release next March. I am so happy for that.
Oh, that's cool.
A Western release physically, because it was released physically in the East, but it wasn't in the West, and now it's getting one. So yeah, do check that out. It is probably still the best game I've played all year. And the more I think about the ending, it becomes one of my favorite games ever. Like it's just so good. So yeah, please do go watch my review. I also do have a couple of Let's Play streams of me. I do have some streams of me playing like Spider-Man Remastered and Jak and Daxter. I'm currently working through one as best as I can for Spider-Man Miles Morales. So yeah, all that good stuff. Please go check that out. But yeah, folks, that'll do it for us for this review. Until next time, he is Blinded Braille. I am your friendly neighborhood meta. Remember to always relish the past, enjoy the present, and embrace the future. And until next time, take it easy. We'll see y'all next time. Bye, everyone.
Peace.